interestingly enough, all of these liberals, which, by the way, it should be way more than 50,000 a year. Okay, you got 12 million illegal immigrants internally in the country. So it should be way more than 50,000 a year. But I am kind of curious. All of the liberals that say that it's so cold-hearted and mean-spirited to take illegal immigrants that are here, that have been living in American society, and uproot them and send them back to Mexico, what do they think about Barack Obama doing this to 50,000 people a year? And it's, by the way, that's the lowest that it's been in his presidency. It was higher than that early on in his presidency. For a fair amount of time, for his first 2 or 3 years, it was over 100,000 a year that he was saying. What about those families? What about the heartbreaking stories of crying children and people just wanting a better life for their families? Where's the tear-jerking stories, the reach for a box of Kleenex stories from the mainstream media about those families and pointing the finger at Barack Obama? You're not going to hear those, are you? Well, but anyway, so that's gone down. But here's the really troubling thing. It's not just interior deportations that have been plummeting while Barack Obama has been president. It's also been, are you ready, criminal alien deportations have been plummeting through his presidency. These are the people that have committed crimes, illegal immigrants that have come into this country and then committed additional crimes. Those people, shouldn't everybody be on the same page that they ought to be deported? Yeah, but here's the problem. When you look at the numbers, let me just read to you a little bit from this report. They say, quote, deportations of criminal aliens fell even in the last year from 63,127 in 2015 down to 60,318 in 2016, and that's out of an estimated population of 2 million criminal aliens. So in other words, folks, it's estimated that there are about 2 million illegal immigrants in this country that are criminals, that are committing crimes other than the original crime of just coming into this country. And out of that number, Barack Obama has been deporting less and less and less of them every year. Back in when he first came into office, about 120,000 criminal illegal aliens were being deported a year when he first came into office. By 2010, it was about 150,000 a year. Okay, good. 2011, it was about 150,000 a year as well. But then something started happening. 2012, it went down to about 135,000. Then 2013, it was about 120,000. 2014, it was about 80,000. 2015, about 65,000. 2016, only about 60,000. It's been dramatically reducing. This president has not been willing to deport the criminal element of the illegal immigrants that have been here. That, I think, is irresponsible and a legitimate reason for President Obama to be criticized. And when you look at the total number of deportations in this country, here's what you have going back to Jimmy Carter. These are the numbers. Jimmy Carter was president for 4 years. During that 4 years, he deported 3.6 million illegal immigrants. He averaged 908,000 every year for his 4 years. Ronald Reagan was president for 8 years. Ronald Reagan averaged just over 1,034,000 deportations annually, for a total of 8.3 million for his 8-year presidency. That's how many he deported. Then you get to Bush 41, Bush the Elder. He was president for 4 years. He averaged just about the same as Ronald Reagan, 1,040,000. Okay, so for a total of 4.2 million during his 4-year term. All right. Then you get to Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton, he didn't average just over 1 million a year like Ronald Reagan and Bush 41. Bill Clinton averaged 1.5 million, actually 1,536,000 deportations every year for his 8 years in office, for a total of 12.3 million people, illegal immigrants, that were deported while Bill Clinton was president. Now, I want you to keep in mind, folks, all of the times that Hillary Clinton said that Donald Trump was an evil person for suggesting that 11 million illegal immigrants should be deported, and her husband deported 12 million in his 8 years. Then you get to Bush 43, George W. Bush. He averaged 1.3 million, less than Bill Clinton, per year, for a total of 10.3 million over his 8 years. Then you get to Barack Obama. Barack Obama has averaged 664,000 a year, for a total of 5.3 million over his 8 years in office. 5.3 million. Okay, way less than previous presidents, including Democrat presidents. Way less. But still, for all the people that say that it's evil and mean-spirited and cold-hearted to deport illegal immigrants that are already here in America, Barack Obama's been doing it to 664,000 every year. He's done it to 5.3 million over his 8 years. Is he an evil person, a cold-hearted person for doing that? See the kind of dishonesty at play when it comes to the illegal immigration discussion? Yet Donald Trump says, look, the people that are here illegally right now, they need to go back, and then we'll bring them back legally. But they need to go back. And how can anybody be so cruel as to suggest such a thing? Just something to think about, folks. Yeah, anyway, you're listening to The Bob Duco Show.